How's it going, everybody? Dustball here. We're back with a chill episode today. Isn't that right, buddy?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh god, this is weird to look
continue.
at what I'm saying right
Let
now.
me know when you're ready.
I think I'm ready. I think
Okay.
I'm good. I'm using Shadowborn, and whenever I'm crouched, it looks like I'm just like pretending to be like your stereotypical zombie right now,
Oh, that makes sense.
with my arms out.
But yeah, but Brandon's never played another killer besides Wraith.
And like, don't get me wrong, I will say I'm not claiming to have played every single killer ever, at all.
Neither have I.
I have 4 killers level 40 right now.
I only have one.
And I've played other ones, but not a lot.
I really don't get to talk about playing killer. Like, that's why I stay out of the killer arguments, because I know I'm fucking gonna be wrong.
Yeah, because you haven't played as much.
Like, I've only played Ghostface, and to be fair, since my Ghostface is level 40, I like to know that I know some things, but not enough to be qualified
when it comes to Ghostface, I for sure trust your opinion way more than mine.
Like, I know how to play Ghostface. Like, I trust you on every other killer, but if you try and tell me how to play Ghostface, I'm gonna fucking argue tooth and nail to say that you're fucking wrong.
But my big thing is he has never played Leatherface. And he said, well, you can't spam it because you'll run out of fuel. And I'm like, no, I've played him and spammed him during it. You won't run out of fuel. Because it takes max 2 fuel to catch up to a survivor in a chase, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they either run out of pallets or they're at a certain distance or whatever. Plus, he's a 4.6 speed, so you're not going to chainsaw him until you catch up pretty much right on top of him.
Yeah, because that's what every Leatherface basically does.
Because then it doesn't matter, it's dead, they're down. But I did spam it. I didn't really care because I wasn't trying to, like, win or anything. I was just screwing around with Leatherface, really. And you can do that, because you won't use it while in a chase, but you can spam it in a chase easily.
Yeah.
And that's something Brandon has not actually, like, and I said that, and he's like, well, but no. Because his argument was, well, have you, like, watched the pro competitions? You won't see them, because he's not an overpowered killer, and he's not a meta killer. I'm like, okay.
Leatherface is a meta killer.
Well, okay, not meta, but he's not
he's close. He's close.
S-tier or anything
he's
like that.
close to a meta.
But Brandon's argument was that none of, like, the pros use Leatherface. So obviously he's not the best of the best.
Like, I've seen, like, I was watching something the other day about an S-tier Huntress killer. And they're really good. Like, they do fake outs around corners with the red stain.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, is it's one thing if it's like 1 out of every 5 or something like that you'll see is really good. That's one thing. But when most Leatherfaces you see at least get 2 kills, that's a sign that,
Also, you want to give me a little snort?
I gave you half a snort,
okay.
Half a full snort. I also can give you, I have another perk. I'm not going to tell you what it is fully.
Have you seen me yet?
No.
Fuck.
I will give you a hint at some point in time. You have been within 32 meters of me.
Oh, you have something that lets me know about that. You know about that.
Yeah.
Well, okay, continue on with the conversation.
But his argument of pro players don't use it. Don't get me wrong. If somebody who is considered a pro player at Dead by Daylight, right, is, like, explaining how killers work and stuff like that, I'll trust their judgment. But saying that the pro players don't use a killer, meaning they're not the bestest, is wrong. Because every day you're not playing against pro players. You're not. That's not how that works. So, is they're saying that pro players aren't using this perk or whatever, so it's fine, is not good enough reasoning at all. Maybe that's just me. But Because, like, if we're going based off of that logic, most killers are underpowered then, is what he's saying. And no. On top of that, okay, look, so I'm not one of those people that come up with theories with real people, okay? But I started thinking about it, and I'm starting to wonder if Brandon doesn't want Wraith to be changed because of the fact he's overpowered right now, and he knows it. Because he mains Wraith, he's always mained Wraith. Because, like, I don't know if you've listened to his excuses. They're, like, listening to him, it's almost like he's making up reasons that, ooh.
There was.
Do you see me?
No, I stopped. Oh.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hello.
I saw you tripped a crow.
Oh, you have spies, don't you?
Yeah.
I was using
spies and whispers and Shadowborn and Insidious.
Uh-oh. Run away.
I feel like I'm going speed demon because of Shadowborn.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
What?
This medkit!
Yeah, it's so slow. Like, I was not kidding when I said that thing does not lose charges.
Alright, go ahead and hide again.
Uh-oh.
I'll sit in a locker. But,
My
yeah.
game froze.
Oh.
It's crashing. My game crashed.
Who the fuck are you?
Hello?
Hello?
I can hear you.
Oh, there he goes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. My game locked up.
Oh.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay, relaunch. Relaunch. I wanna.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, it just kicked you.
Oh. Yeah. I actually have to restart.
Did it say? Oh, yeah, it's done that to me. But, restart. I'm gonna try this as Ghostface because I think I can do it like that. Because Ghostface doesn't really breathe that much, to my knowledge.
Did you hear my breathing? Even though
I heard it a little.
Insidious?
Like, yeah, I heard it when I was like stupidly
or
close. I heard it when I was stupidly close.
So Insidious does help with that. That's good to know.
Yeah. So. Anyway, let's continue.
So, cause like, the one excuse that stands out to me with me, cause like all of his other ones I can kind of see because I mean it might also be partially that, and I again make up excuses. But wait, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm letting you get through your point.
Sorry, you know how it says voice connected with the 3 bars?
Oh yeah, it's like low.
It went down to 1 bar. Yeah, it went down to 1 bar for a second, so I didn't know if you could hear me or not. But cause like the one excuse that stands out to me is he says everybody is so used to him being underpowered that how he is now makes him seem like he's overpowered. That is his excuse.
He was perfectly fine before. He really didn't need a buff. The excuse he used, to my knowledge, was nobody was playing him, so they needed to buff him.
I've heard him say that one, and quite frankly, I honestly, he does need a buff of some kind, because then he gets him back in the killer cycle. I do agree with that.
He didn't need, like, the extra, like, stupid speed boost.
He didn't need that. Because, he did not need that
Because people do just kind of abuse that. They go, like, hit, cloak, uncloak right behind them, so they physically cannot get away.
Yeah. Well, cause to me, that is the excuse that stands out to me, that kind of throws me over the edge of him knowing full and well that Wraith is overpowered right now, and because of the fact he mains Wraith, he doesn't want him changed, because, again, if you listen to him, he says constantly that he's letting people go, because he feels bad. Because he's just like, and I'm sorry, there's no way that with less playtime than me, he's better than me. I refuse to believe that. And it's not because of the fact I'm competitive, by the way. I'm perfectly fine that there are people better than me.
How many hours does he actually have? Like, after I look at this, I want to drop the subject and kind of go on to something else, because...
Well, yeah. But, like, okay, so I have 418 hours.
I have 360.
In total, right?
I have 360, so I'm not too far behind.
Brandon has 159.
Okay, yeah, like... I first recommended this game to him. He played a little bit before me, so I would say he has more of a killer knowledge because he played killer.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But like,
that's
because
understandable.
I think, to me, the big thing is the fact that, like, Wraith needs a buff of some kind, and I get that. There's quite a few killers that I feel like need that, because then it'll get them back in the killer cycle, so it's not the same 3 killers.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with that, and I feel like Wraith is for sure one of those killers. But that might have been slightly excessive.
It was a bit much. Like, people, at least, like, that just makes a problem for them because they keep talking about it. Like, people will bring it back up. Also, can you join me or not?
I haven't gotten an invite.
Oh, okay. I can't invite you. That's the problem. So just invite me to yours.
Here, wait. I'm gonna see if I can just join you. There we go.
Okay.
I'm joining.
But yeah.
Um.
So that's my thoughts and opinions on like there are certain killers that do need a buff. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But they don't need like an excessive
Well,
buff to where they just go like.
The big one that comes to mind to me is, not Legion. Legion does not need a buff.
Legion needs more than a buff. Legion just needs. He needs something else.
He needs a rework, honestly.
Yeah.
The one to me that needs a buff, quite frankly, would probably be, well, actually, I guess it is Legion that I'm thinking of now that I think about it. Because, like, his entire power is making it so we can go faster, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it seems absurd to me how little that is.
Yeah.
Because, let's be honest, the hit, he's a 4.6. As long as you can maintain a chase, you'd get that first
You would
hit.
be fine, yeah.
And on top of that, actually, wait, I want to switch back over to Leon with the super build. On top of that, it gives them the deep room, which, don't get me wrong, yeah, I mean, it's something. It's a chance to down them. But first off, if it does down them, you're more than likely not going to be anywhere near them, so you're not going to find them.
No,
in
so,
time.
like, the Metal Legion thing to do is, do their Feral Frenzy, hit someone, immediately cancel it, and then just keep going.
Yes. And my point with that is, it's just a hit is all you're gaining.
Pretty
Then you can catch up to them again. I don't understand, like, that is not an ability to me. That is not an ability.
Legion is more dependent on his add-ons than he is his actual ability, because certain things actually buff that for him that makes it better.
Yeah. There's actually quite a few things, and, like, I'm sure, because there's a lot of these abilities that if you look at, they were much different when they first came out than they are now.
Yeah.
Whether it be because the times have changed, so just effectiveness is different, or if flat out, they just changed it with an update or whatever. And I feel like there's a few killers in particular that will be probably balanced forever.
I would
to
say,
me,
if anybody, I would have to say, probably Trapper. Trapper is like one of those people that he seems fine. He seems perfectly fine.
you want to know who I was gonna say?
Who are you gonna say?
The Doctor, actually.
Yeah, Doctor.
Because, like, there is not really anything wrong with his ability.
Yeah.
His ability is actually well done. It is obvious to me they spend a lot of time coming up with that.
I think.
Because I don't think they've had to change it.
No, I don't
all.
think they have. I think Trapper's fine too, unless it just depends on who's playing him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you're doing a 4-hex setup, it can be annoying.
Because that's all they're gonna set their traps up on.
But yeah. So are we gonna do the hide and seek thing again?
Yeah, just let me.
Okay.
Just
I would
sit somewhere.
go to a corner.
Okay. I was just.
But like but there are a lot of killers that need buffed. Because I want to see pretty much all of the killers. I want to be able to go into a match and actually feel like there is randomness with what killer I could be finding.
Yeah. All right, you can go
I
ahead.
don't want to go into a match and be like, okay, is it going to be a Leatherface or is it going to be a doctor? I don't want to be like that. Doctor is the
Like,
first one that came to
and
mind,
okay, another
by the way.
one of the balanced ones. I think Blight.
Blight is balanced. Well, because of the fact it takes skill to use them effectively,
Yeah.
and if you don't have that skill, you just can't really use them. You have to practice them and stuff. And I feel like there should be half of the killers that are like that to me.
Like,
Where it's like once you understand their ability and how to effectively use that, they should be good. Like,
yeah.
not overpoweredly good, but good. And then of that second half that is left, a quarter of them you should be able to use as a beginner with a very little skill and understanding of the game, and be able to play them and still play pretty decently. Again, they're not overpowered, like whether or not you understand them. They're not overpowered. They're usable though. So then new people to the game can understand, hey, this is kind of the idea, this is what I should be trying to do with all my killers when it comes to like chases and how to find people and stuff like that. Get those like beginning level skills.
Yeah.
Um and then the last quarter should be those intermediate people where it's like it's kind of honing those skills to how you want to play kind of thing. So you can figure out your play style and what you're looking for in like a killer and perks and stuff.
Yeah. That's completely understandable. I think.
And
Yeah. Go ahead.
And I feel like they have that pretty well, but there are some that are outside of that are like outliers that are just broken.
Yeah.
Leatherface being one that comes to mind. And the problem is they don't have their priorities set properly. And I guess Behavior is not really the biggest company in the world, I'm assuming anyways.
Wait till they get
Wait,
bought
no,
out
let's
by
go to corner.
Microsoft.
I mean, at this point, I'm pretty sure Microsoft's about ready to become another monopoly at this rate.
Oh boy, Monopoly. But yeah, there's okay. So I'm gonna give my thoughts on Nemesis really quick because I'm gonna tie it into our little conversation.
I mean, fair.
I think Nemesis needs a little bit of tweaking,
A little bit,
but
yes.
not much. He seems fairly balanced.
He's pretty balanced.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there are certain things that I would change. Like, I can't.
Quite frankly, I do think the that Leon and Jill and Nemesis are actually really well done.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And for having just come out, they're they're almost perfect for having just come out.
Yeah, they are.
Like perfect as a whole, no, but comparatively, yes. And hi,
Hi. You walked past here once.
yeah, because I was looking at the wall. I was looking away from here,
All right.
but
I'm gonna go hide one more time.
okay, I revealed
Yep.
you. I'm sorry.
I was gonna have you do. We were gonna do 2 rounds each, but that's fine. So
No, it's fine.
we have one more round with you still. I think I want to.
I can hide as a survivor too.
Oh, that's true. But
But because I'm trying to think, because like I don't really know how they should tweak Nemesis, but there needs to be a slight tweak.
there, like,
It just feels wonky.
there's something off with him that I can't put my finger on. That I know
Yeah.
like needs to be tweaked, but I can't like think of it off the top of my head.
I really can't either. Like, cause it just has that feeling where it's like this is missing something.
All right, go ahead.
Because it feels like it's like a mechanic or something that it's missing that would make it
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, so
because
like I think so since his tentacle can like break pallets and stuff, I think it should be able to damage gens. Like there should
when it's
be
at 2-3, yeah,
no,
I
like
see
give it a
that.
4th tier. Like
The 4th tier even.
yeah, like give it a 4th tier that it can damage gens because it doesn't like it's like a Myers thing.
Yeah. That just makes sense, I guess. 1 sec. I'm gonna do something really quick. I'm in a bush. I'm gonna
Okay.
mute, and I'll be
Okay.
back in like 3 seconds.
Well, I have to keep commentating. But anyway, I think that's all of our most of my opinions on
On?
Dead by Daylight. Oh, you're back already. I
Yeah.
was wrapping up like the
Totem.
segment.
Oh, whoa! That's a totem spawn?
What? Just show me
Okay.
show me afterwards, like when you find me.
Cause dang, that is a nasty totem
Okay,
spawn.
you know Hawkins,
Yeah.
it can either be that 4 gen or the single person gen. There's a totem spawn in that room.
What do you mean?
It's on the like little ledge you can run and jump to.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
Like I didn't know that, and the only reason I found out.
Oh, I thought you didn't know that.
No, like I don't like Hawkins isn't one of those things you rarely see it.
It's true.
Yeah.
The maps
Hi.
rotate. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Oh, okay, follow me.
Yeah.
You need to see this totem spawn. But, like, the map rotation is kind of like the killer thing. It needs to be tweaked a little bit, because it feels like I'm getting the same 3 maps repeatedly.
You want to race? Is it in the bamboo or something?
Yeah. It's in this bamboo.
Oh, I remember. I know about this one.
It's right here. That is mean. Like, you can barely see that.
Like, okay, I was using like a goddamn like detective hunch, and it appeared in there at one point.
Yeah. And you just couldn't find it.
Yeah, I couldn't figure it out. Like, I was going like, what the hell? Okay, you can go ahead.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah, I'm
for me to hide?
I'm sitting in a corner.
Okay.
But
I wish I had fixated so if I knew my scratch marks were gone or not, but
I can just wait a little extra time.
okay, I'm good.
Okay.
I was walking, so.
But
what more are you gonna say?
but yeah, I that's most of my opinions on killer balancing and whatnot.
I like, it's one of the, cause I feel like, so maybe I'm the only person who's really seen this a lot of the two of us. I don't know why I said it the way I did. Well, I feel like there is a lot of people that I've seen and heard that say killer has, no matter what killer, no matter what perks, has an advantage.
Okay, what
And now, no.
Yeah.
With all of the survivor perks and stuff like that, no.
So what? Like the only thing that really upsets me nowadays with this.
Oh, we can't do this.
Why?
I forgot I would get a crow if I sit in one place.
Oh, I have fucking whispers too.
Oh, then yeah. So what?
Where the fuck are you? You're here somewhere. No, we can.
I'm loud vaulting. We can just switch.
Yeah, you were close here. I don't. You're not loud. Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, I am. What?
Oh, whispers is a larger radius than I thought.
32 meters, yeah.
But
by the way, this hits. That hit me. Get owned. So, by the way, I just learned that if you vault repeatedly, you only get 2 vaults.
Oh, you only get 2?
If you vault repeatedly, I guess. Unless it counted one from before.
I think it saves a vaults. Gotta be honest. But so it's a whole okay, so switching from killer balancing, there are some survivors that do need a little bit of balancing as well.
Well, because there's a lot of I feel like people need a balancing because there's a lot of people that say killer has an advantage. And I would say
honestly,
back in the day when this game first came out, yes.
Yes, they would have, but
now, no.
Not
honestly.
at all. God, no.
I feel like if anything, they have a disadvantage. Like, I feel like, because this game is supposed to be, um, it's supposed to be like the survivors trying to outwit the killers and like outrun them and sneak past them and so I feel like I feel like it's more the killer is trying to get away from or try and get the survive like I guess get the
That's what the
survivors
game is
like
now, and then
it's
killers get
switched.
upset
Yeah,
when like
the roles have switched, and that is not how the game should be.
like
Because it has become there's a bunch of crybaby survivors that no matter what get their way every time, and then for every 5 times they get that one killer once is
so
dead.
what it is now is that when somebody like sees something that the killer is doing wrong, the survivors more or less will agree with the killers now. Like
Yeah.
you go like, oh boy, they're camping, and they go like, of course they were, because you are a horrible teammate, because you didn't come save me off hook, and I'm going like, what did you want me to do? There's a
Well, because like there's a time and a place to agree with the killer. Like for example, if they're like, well,
bad survivors, like if you have a bad survivor and the killer is calling them out, I would like wholeheartedly 100% agree with them if I noticed it.
What I'm thinking is like if you have like an annoying player, like they aren't helping their team, it's obvious they're just there to escape, like they're constantly pallet stun blinding the killer, stuff like that, and then the killer tunnels, and then that guy's like, well, why'd you tunnel? And like that is a perfectly apt time if you have seen that and know what they were doing to agree with the killer and be like, you were being an annoying human being. You did not deserve to live.
You were pallet stunning, flashlight stunning them right after, then teabagging it.
Like, and not helping.
Yeah.
As a teammate.
You were just like you went around, did all 5 totems, and then just
like,
sat somewhere.
You didn't deserve the blood point. You didn't deserve any extra blood points.
And then they're gonna be like, oh, I have more blood points than you, then I did more.
Yeah, first, I mean, pretty much.
That's just survivors, like, nowadays. I don't know what happened in, like, the past week, but that's what switched.
But cause the roles have for sure switched between killer and survivor, and that is not how it should be, because I feel like the people who are developing this game feel bad for the survivors for some reason. Specifically the survivors. I don't know why, but they do. And if you look in the past, it's gone from both equally being balanced to more the survivors getting what they want. More and more. Like if you look in the past like 2 years of changes, most of it have helped the survivors.
So what happens is survivors moan and bitch about them not having what they want, and they get it, and then when then some killers moan and bitch, and then they get like one of the licensed killer and they overpower it because they have a paid company, and it's just a back and forth. That's basically all it is.
And I would say it's less, like it's a little bit that, but I feel like that's also them kind of not really super hardcore testing the game. And in this kind of a game, I will say testing it is very difficult for this kind of a game when it comes to that. Because not only do you have to test each one of the perks, you have to think about how that would affect other perks and combos, and also you have to think how that would affect different characters' abilities for killers, and then you also have to think about like there's a lot of factors to take into play.
Because you can't really get a fucking beta test group to go like, okay, sit down, play this game all day, and like test every fucking perk you possibly can with.
Yeah, like and it's hard, and I get that. But there's a lot of things that are just like I don't know about that. With the development, like, because it's obvious to me that survivors get a lot more of what they want than killers, and to me both sides have stupid things about them. Yeah. Like for sure.
Are you ready, by the way?
And I'm still trying to find a spot. But like, cause that's something that I see a lot of survivors actually saying, is I'll say, oh yeah, wow, so creative. Well, like, the big one that bothers me is borrowed time. Because all they'll do, and Brand, again, I'm ready, by the way.
Okay, because all killers do, like, if they see a bill, they go like, okay, he's running borrowed time, and they go like, I'm just gonna wait out the timer and tunnel them down once it's off.
Yeah. Well, and so here's the thing: is Brandon also says, well, that's a use of the perk for this, but it's not how they intended the perk. If you read the perk, it's very obvious it's not supposed to be intended like that. Because what they'll do, what people will do, is, and I see this a lot with Make Your Choice, Prot, is they'll get unhooked, and then the person has borrowed time, and then they just body block the guy who has borrowed time on him. And that's all they'll do. And that's not how they intended the perk. And that is, between the people playing the game and the developers of the game, that's kind of an everybody thing.
Pretty much.
Because the way they intended that is obviously to prevent tunneling.
And
right? But it's very obvious. But then people use it like that, and it's like, well...
And that's what I think that's partially the reason why barbecue and chili exist.
Is to prevent tunneling
prevent tunneling, but then there's
camping.
the people who still do it.
Yeah.
That just run it for blood points.
Because I was thinking about it, because borrowed time specifically, I feel like if they changed borrowed time to give incentive to not body block, it might be a little more successful. Like, the way I think about it is, you probably heard my breathing, didn't you?
No, so I was coming from this way, and I just saw your little bitty piggy head poking out the window.
Oh.
Alright, go ahead and hide again. Since I wanna finish up the conversation before we end the first episode of this.
Yeah. This has been pretty chill, but so, because with borrowed time, there needs to be incentive to not body block, right? And do that kind of stuff. What I was thinking is, what if they just gave like haste?
Yeah.
Right. Because they have endurance. Why not make it so that there's like a 2% haste that you gain? So you go, or make it so that increases with the length of time, kind of thing. So it's like 1%, 3% haste, and it lasts the same amount of time.
I would probably go with like. Start out with like 2% haste, then go 3-4.
Or like something like that is what I was meaning. But yeah, and like literally just have it so it's like that. And if the moment you lose the endurance, you'll lose the haste as well. So whether that be because you got hit or the timer ran out or whatever, make it so it's like that. People might still do it, but I feel like it would be a lot less common because of the fact there's more of a reason to run away than there is to stay behind at that point, I feel.
Like, the only time I would probably, like, say, ditch, like, don't use borrowed time if you know the killer is on somebody else. Like, you will, I would just sit out the borrowed time and just heal on spot. Are you ready, by the way?
I'm about ready to be.
Okay.
Yes,
so,
I'm ready now.
Like... That perk could use probably a wee bit of balancing.
Borrowed time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
okay. Again, it's just the way people use it.
Also, really. Sprint burst. I have a gripe with fucking sprint burst because every time I don't want to use sprint burst and it's recharged, it goes like you have to use it if you want to run.
Ignoring that, me as a killer, and once you get up to like rank 4 and stuff, and if anybody watching this is also a rank 4, you've probably experienced this. There's always that Felix. For some reason, it's a lot of the time Felix.
It's just a fucking Felix. That's it.
They'll walk, and then right as you get to him, they'll sprint burst away.
Yeah, no, that's like just the meta perk for like higher ranked people.
And I have come up with a way that they can fix that, because it's also a thing people will just do that, and when you get close to the gen, they'll bebop out of there with sprint burst.
Yeah.
I figured out how they can change it. And this both solves your gripe with it and my gripe with it. Make it, because live, dead hard. Well, dead hard's not really the exact same, but live, dead hard, smash it. All of those things have prerequisites, right?
Yeah.
Live, you have to loud vault. Dead hard, you have to be injured. Smash it, you have to get a pallet stun. Make it so sprint burst, you have to be in a chase to it prior.
Oh, that would be great.
Because it's still, it's still balanced because it's still helpful. And also, like you said, you could still run around with it without wasting it.
Yeah, like I would just make it an activation key when you're in a
Yeah.
chase. Like
Or
make it
that.
make it like Dead Hard. Like you have to be
Yeah.
running and injured to use it. But and you have to
But in this
activate
case,
it. But you would have
running and chase.
it's just running and chase. Like nothing. Those are just garbage.
Because, like, it's just, I don't know. Because, like, Sprint Burst is my big thing. Dead Hard, I mean, do I complain a lot that people rely on it too much? Yes. Is there really anything that they can change? Hi.
Oh, I was waiting for one of us to hide here. Oh, just finish up the conversation.
But, like, is there any way that they're really going to be able to change Dead Hard to fix how hard people rely on it? No. And quite frankly, I'm okay with it too, because I've seen a lot of good plays. I would say it's like 50-50.
Okay,
it's
so
50%
I really
good plays and 50%
like
save
when
their
I
ass.
use Dead Hard, just in general, it's just when I'm in a chase. Like when I feel like they're stupidly close behind me, I will just Dead Hard because I don't want to I want to not get down.
Yeah.
But that's only when I'm in a chase. I'm not going to use it like I'm going to Dead Hard because you're very behind me, and I'm right next to this pallet. I'm going to Dead Hard behind the pallet, and then you get there and just drop it.
That is what I see a lot. That, or people make stupid decisions and then use that to save themselves, so then they can make the chase go on and then reset everything. Like, I'm sorry, if you make a stupid decision, own with it. And I get, there's not really a way they can, like, there's not going to be a code. If you make a stupid decision, you cannot use Dead Hard. Like, that's not going to work ever.
They can't do that. Like, it's just...
What do you mean they can do that?
No, I meant they can't. I said they can't.
Oh, yeah, they can't.
But...
I thought you said can. I'm like, how would that work? That's an interesting code.
You just do. But anyway, I think... You got anything else to say before we end it off?
I feel actually, wait, no, there was, I don't remember, there was another perk that I thought of while we were talking about Dead Hard and Sprint Burst that I was going to touch base on because of the fact I felt like it needed tweaking.
Are you hiding again, by the way, or are you just walking around?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just hiding in a corner. You can look for me if you want, but...
Okay. Since we're still talking, might as well.
What is the perk that I'm thinking of, though?
Is it an exhaustion perk? Is it head-on?
No, head-on, again, head-on is like Dead Hard to me. When same idea.
You can't stop. It's like, it has its useful situations, but it's really,
no,
like...
Actually, no, it was head-on. So if you... Because I have this happen to me a lot. I know the guy has head-on. Because he'll just quick and quiet into a locker, you probably... Saw my snout again.
Yeah.
But they'll quick and quiet into a locker, and sit there, and sit there, and sit there, and sit there.
Until you walk past, like, you're just on a regular patrol, and they go like...
No, I'm meaning... I'm meaning in a chase.
Oh.
Even.
Like, yeah, I've had that happen. Like,
And it's one of those things where it's like, I know you have head on, but there's nothing I can do besides wait here until you get a crow. So they have a perma shield until then? That's stupid. Like, the way it should work to me is, because, like, if you get into a locker, get into this locker right here. Let's say you have head on. Whenever I approach it, I'm just spamming space.
Yeah, that's...
If I can get, because, like, wiggle out. Because if I can get that hand onto that handle, that should count. As you can't use head on anymore.
Like, they shouldn't be able to cancel the animation of opening the locker.
Yeah, just because of the fact they have that perk. Like that is literally a shield that takes 90 seconds to give up.
Yeah,
that is
and
stupid.
That annoys me with generators too. Like, you're just working, you're going up to somebody on a generator.
Yeah, and then you put your hand on their your hand on their shoulder, and then they're just like, no, I stood up. What are you talking about? You can't do that anymore.
Alright. So, I think we're gonna end it off here. This is gonna be the first episode of what I'm gonna probably just dub as the Razok and Despa podcast. Not necessarily always doing Dead by Daylight. Hopefully.
Next, we're gonna do Minecraft.
Yeah, we can probably do do a Minecraft map, like chill parkour map.
Parkour map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
chill
just
parkour map. so we can scream and yell at it in the middle of our chill podcast.
But no, we'll probably find some other games. We could probably do a Terraria one too.
Yeah, I feel like Terraria would be a little bit ridiculous just because of the fact that game can get kind of chaotic.
No, just play on peaceful.
Oh,
and just
is there peaceful mode?
I just like put it on like the easiest difficulty and just sit around and build stuff.
Yeah.
Like start a small Minecraft world, just build houses, be in creative mode, all that fun stuff. But
yeah.
I'll end this off here. Any final notes?
Not really that I can think of.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. As always, see you guys on the next video. Bye.